Previously, on the Gran Turismo 4 Roadster Racer Challenge Run series, it's finally time to get the oil changed. I've been running this truck for a few months now, and believe me, the oil's become really dirty, so it's time to take it into the garage and get the oil replaced. Now wait a minute, what's this? What's going on here? Can't even find a parking spot just to get my ding-dang truck parked before I take it into the garage. I gotta see what's up. Here are the rules if you want a parking spot here, if you want to join our club. Rule number 1, only roadsters are allowed. Rule number 2, no open cockpit race cars. That means you can't show up here with a Le Mans prototype or even a Formula 1 car. If you show up with a Formula 1 car here, get out. Rule number 3, even though they don't count, yes, you are allowed to join in with a Hyundai HCD6 and a Hyundai Clix. These count as convertibles. I just wish that they would be addressed in a later revision of the game, but anyways. If you want to join, you gotta show up with a Roadster. So head on over to the dealership to buy a Roadster, or no parking spot for you. Alrighty then, I'll go over to the dealership to see what they got. That much faster than everything else in the field. Yes, even the Fiat Punto Abarth, which is a sports-oriented model. But anyways, let's see 5 of these races. Oh, wait a sec. This looks like a Roadster. I might use this car for the classic car cut. Sorry, but rules are rules. It's a coupe, not a convertible. Yeah, I just got informed that it's not technically a convertible. It's a coupe. And after winning the final race at Seoul, South Korea, aka the home country of Hyundai, I finally got the Hyundai Clix concept car that I needed. But first, let's collect ourselves some prize money. Yeah, each race in the Hyundai Sports Festival is worth 5,000 credits if you win. Hey, looky here, we got the Hyundai Clix, and it's not a good looking car. It's actually a pretty good car. Too bad the prize car that we get is completely useless. And now, on to part numero dos. Oh man, it seems that Mr. Slim is running a criminal empire. I wonder what they have in that truck. I brought over a Peugeot 905 just for you, boss. Good, 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 good. It's exactly what I wanted. Nothing will stop me in the GT World Championship. Oh no! Doesn't Mr. Slim know that the Peugeot 905 has tire wear that's so good that it doesn't need to pit. He's trying to cheat! And how comes he gets to drive a Le Mans prototype, but I can't? Man, that's just hypocritical. Hey! You there! Uh-oh. Blow him away! Oh no! He sent some of his hitmen! Go after me! I must get out of here! There, I should be safe. Hold your fire. I want him alive, not dead. Well, it seems you finally caught on to my secret. And you want to know what happens to snoopers like you? I don't know. You're about to find out why. Guys, take him to one of my secret rooms so he'll know what he's going up against, and he'll learn his lesson not to mess with me and my business partner Victor McGillicuddy. He doesn't even know what he has in store. Wakey, wakey. What's going on here? Well, you know exactly what was going to happen right after you were caught for trying to expose us. What? Vic will explain. Yep, that's right. All of your cars are confiscated and sent over to the warehouse to sell to the black market. This can't be happening! I was gonna use that Miata for the FR challenge. Well, I regret to inform you that it's happened. And you are getting severely punished for it. No! You won't get away with this, you evil man! It's no wonder why the lads try to coerce you into giving them treatment, as they knew that you owned an illegal pet. Please, leave Gilly out of this. I will do anything. Okay, fine. I'll do whatever you ask me to, just so I can get out of this mess. Alrighty then. Walk this way. I have a little present to show you. Well, I'm still not letting you live that one moment in Doom Service Down where you deliberately manipulated Catherine Mulligan just to defend your own hotel's reputation. I mean, what else am I gonna do? I always have one or two tricks up my sleeve. Yeah, you're right about that. Wait a minute. Peugeot 206. Yeah, it's supposed to be a Peugeot 206cc, but we couldn't get the right... Well, the guys making this video couldn't get the right mod for it, so we used the 206 instead. But anyways, this car belongs to my daughter Valerie, and in case you're wondering, yes, I have 2 kids and a wife, but they never showed in the show itself, so take it for granted. So yeah, you are to give this car back. Promise? Yes, I promise. And you are to use it for the French Championship to win the Citroen 2CV. With that car, you can use it to enter the 2HP 2CV Classics. Win, and you get to keep this car alongside the prize car. Lose, and you know what will happen. You will be seeing the pearly gates pretty soon. And remember, No upgrades. I want you to go into the 2HP's 2CV Classics with no upgrades. Deal. Good, good, good. Best of luck with you winning the French Championship with my daughter's car. Just to let you know, it reeks of perfume, so be careful. That is if you're not used to smells like these, so it's something to keep in mind. Okay. I'll be seeing you in the FR Challenge. Remember, I'm watching you. Always watching you. No! This is more of a punishment than anything. But I guess the Citroen 2CV does count as a convertible since it does have an openable top. Yeah, they did that to cut costs rather than anything. But anyways, greetings, Gran Turismo enjoyers, and unfortunately I'm being punished by Mr. Slim and Tricky Vic for snooping into the warehouse and trying to find out the truth about their operations. I cannot believe I have to use a convertible while those guys get to use a Le Mans prototype. But anyways, my job is to win the French Championship, or however you're supposed to pronounce it, and get the Citroen 2CV that I need for the 2HP 2CV Classics. Because if I don't win, that means I won't be seeing another, that I won't be living to see another day. So yeah, we gotta win the French Championship with Tricky Vic's daughter's car, aka Valerie's car, and see if her car is competitive enough. Yeah, it has 980 miles on the clock. It's near mint. Yeah, it's obviously mint when they bought it because nobody ever buys these things. But anyways, let's get ready to race. Yeah, let's give this car an oil change since she probably hasn't changed the oil. Yeah, Valerie hardly ever changes the oil of her cars. So yeah, we're actually being generous here and helping her out. But anyways, as mentioned before, this is supposed to be a Peugeot 206cc, but in the BeamNG footage, it's a Peugeot 206, and that's because I can't find a Peugeot 206cc mod. Yeah, you can actually find a Peugeot 206 WRC config, but not a Peugeot 206 CC config. But anyways, let's play the waiting game, since if you're going to race in any hard championship, you might as well hope that you get a grid of opponents that you're happy with. Yeah, so the three opponents to avoid are the Hummel Berlinette, the Renault 5 Turbo, and the Renault Clio V6, both variants. So yeah, you want to make sure you avoid these if you're planning on making this championship harder than it already is. Yeah, I can go in with upgrades, but we can't upgrade this car since it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to Valerie, Vic's daughter. And yeah, so you might as well turn off all assists on any front-wheel drive car since they handle much better without them. So yeah, front-wheel drive cars are much better without assists than they are with assists. But anyways, let's jump cut until we find a grid of opponents that we're happy with. I finally found a grid that I'm happy with.
Bonjour, grand ennemi.
Oh no, it's Bernard.
That's Bernard to you, fool.
Alright, he doesn't like it when people mispronounce his name. He's kind of like Andrea Davenport from Ghosts of Molly McGee. But anyways, you might be a 7-time rally champion, but I am the real champion right here. You don't have any road racing experience whatsoever. The only reason why you even decided to go road racing is because Vic hired you to do so. But you've never won a champion. You never won a championship. So I am here to make sure that you don't win.
We'll see about that, grand enemy.
Alrighty. Let's get past the 2 Citroen sedans. They're clearly not meant for racing. Yeah, whoever decided to put them as opponents here obviously did not know that these 2 cars were never meant to go racing. But what do you expect, though? Certain drivers do bring in cars that were never meant to race. And it's good to see some variety here. At least it's not a grid full of sports cars, which I do appreciate. Yeah. Yeah, those 2 Citroen sedans have done a good job of keeping Bernard behind. Especially that Citroen Santia over there. Yeah. Bravo, man. You're a Giga Chad. I actually like you, man. Whoever you are, you're an absolute Giga Chad. So yeah, the Citroen Santia has definitely done a good job of keeping Bernard behind. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing the Pride Month hat on a September video, well, it's because in storyline, the video still takes place during June, but it's filmed in September. So yeah, story-wise, it still takes place in June. Yeah, congratulations, man. You earned a gold star. Always gotta love that car. If there's anything that's a Citroen Santia is good at is making a good roadblock. But anyways, we gotta stay focused to make sure that we win this championship. I need to win at least 3 races to be the championship winner. I have to win more races than the opponents.
Peekaboo!
Oh no. Bernard made his way through, so we're gonna have to stand our ground and defend. Yeah, the Peugeot 205 is not nearly as hard as the other opponents. Certainly not as hard as the Renault Clio V6, both variants, and the Renault 5 Turbo, and of course, the Hummel Berlinette, which will be the biggest threat in this championship, but the Hummel Berlinette did not appear though. Keep in mind, even though that I'm not that great at that track, it's one of the easier tracks of the championship. Yeah, Bernard seems to be catching up, man. If he comes close, I'm gonna have no choice but to defend.
This is my chance to win and prove that I'm the best French racer. I've never won this championship at all.
And the plan of turning off assists actually worked because front-wheel drive cars are usually poor without assists turned off. But here, with assists turned off, they're actually pretty good. Yeah, a lot of people come up with this strategy of turning assists off.
Look out behind you! Vive la France! Coming your way!
Alrighty, that's that. We've won the first race at Opera Paris. Now, let's rapid fire for the rest, shall we?
At Circuit de la Sarthe, I took the ultra shortcut, only to be blocked by one of the two Citroens. Yeah, thanks a lot, you douche. Since this was the variant with chicanes, it meant that I could take those two corners pretty easily by cutting right through them. Hey! Get back here, grand enemy. You're trying to cheat! Yeah, shut up. I do what I want. I had to defend my ground against the black Peugeot 206 RC and Bernard, who was coming up ahead of me, but I wasn't going to let him win. Oh no. I was going to win this race no matter what. And even with a slow car like this, I managed to win. Ah, crap! I should have never taken road racing as a job. But I get paid to do it, thanks to my boss, Vic. But anyways, I cut through the final set of corners to take the win. Yeah, I did some rallying here, and took the win. In Special Stage Route 5, I tried to Ross Chastain, aka wall ride my way through victory, only to get second place. Ah, that's what you get for trying to cheat. That's karma for ya. At Grand Valley Speedway, I actually qualified for this one, only to get a fast-charging Renault Clio up ahead of me, and he slammed me right into the gravel trap. That bugger. And Bernard is complaining about me cheating, but yeah, that's a dirty move. I got 4th place because of that blue Clio's dirty tactic. Yeah, it all comes down to the final race at Côte d'Azur, aka Circuito de Monaco. Yeah, it's basically Monaco, it just has a different name because they couldn't get the licensing rights to Monaco. But anyways, I actually qualified on pole here, and all I had to do was defend my position against the black Peugeot 206 RC or Bernard, who wanted to win this one, since he's never won a championship, not even on the national level. So yeah, I Ross Chastained through the corner here, and I made sure I took the win here while trying to defend my position against Bernard. Here we go, it's down to the final round, and both Bernard and I are tied for points. I'm coming to get you, Gran Turismo. Oh no, you don't. It's getting serious, man. It's getting serious. I gotta defend my position. Man, this is such a tight battle, man. I've never had one instance in a lower championship series where I have to battle for points, but here we are. And yes, we won. I qualified and I put myself through this much torture just to get my cars back. You are something, aren't you, Vic? Always being a trickster. And because of that, we won the championship. No, this isn't over just yet, Grand Enemy. I will be getting payback in the Club and Cup and Race of Turbo Sports. Man, that was such a hard championship battle. Never thought it would be this hard. But anyways, I gotta give this car back to Vic's daughter and get in the Citroen. Yeah, that's what challenge runs are made of. All of that torture for that. But at least we get to keep it. And now we have 100,000 credits at our disposal. Man. As if it couldn't be torturous enough. Oops, wrong dealership. Gotta go to France. Yeah, we cannot modify the Citroen 2CV. And this is one championship where we have to rapid fire for the entire thing. In Opera Paris, I had a hard-fought battle with the Grey 2CV. And this is one track where you only get one lap to win the race. Côte d'Azur, aka Circuito de Monaco, was much easier since all I had to do was basically pass every single one of the 2CVs on the hilly section. And because I have manual transmission and they don't, I was able to pass it pretty easily and get the win. Yeah, this race is much easier than the last one. On to the next one. In Honoring Mini, I had 2 laps to overtake all of the 2CVs, and guess what? I ended up winning here as well, since once again, it also benefits from having hilly sections where I can put the manual transmission to good use, and I had a nice clean race here. So yeah, not much to say. Deep Forest was rather uneventful since once again, all of the 2CVs slowed down so much that I could easily pass them by shifting down like a trucker, because I have a manual transmission, and passing them to take the win here. So yeah, not much to say here other than the fact that this race is way too easy, but the next race is the polar opposite. Tsukuba was the hardest race of them all. It's basically an all-flat track with a small, hilly section. And it was nearly impossible to win this race unless if you decide to qualify first. If you qualify, you can pretty much win this race easily. But other than that, pretty much screwed if you have a chance of winning here, so I wouldn't recommend winning at this track unless if you qualify first. But anyways, we ended up winning the whole thing and we got ourselves a prize car that we get to keep, thankfully. Yeah, this race was nearly impossible without qualifying. Yeah, I could win the Opera Paris race with no problem, but you have to qualify for the scuba race. Or scuba race, however you want to pronounce it. But anyways, we finally got the 2 HP 2CV Classics over with. See what we get. And we got a pink 2CV. Yeah, so worth it. But hey, at least we get to choose what car we're going to use next, and we're not going to use the 2CV for the FF challenge. Yeah, you see, the 2CV is basically a convertible. It counts because it's basically a convertible. It has an openable roof, so it's a convertible. It's one of the two cars with that weird feature alongside the original Honda Accord. Yeah, no joke. Alrighty, so I'm gonna see if this CRX Del Sol is here. Yeah, there's only one variant of the Del Sol, it's red. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna upgrade it. So yeah, the rules here is that any car that is considered a convertible will be allowed. And I checked on the Gran Turismo wiki and the Citroen 2CV is categorized as a convertible. So it's technically a convertible. And it's the weirdest convertible ever made. Well, one of the two weirdest alongside the original Honda Accord. Yeah, I'm not going to suffer through the FF challenge with a Citroen 2CV, so I'm going to duke it out with a CRX Del Sol. Yeah, that's not Valerie. She has a 206cc. It's just another 206. This was a race where I had a surprise appearance from none other than Bernard.
Yep, that's right, Grand Turismo. I decided to come back just as a warm-up before the Clubman Cup and, well, there's a turbo sprints. I bet you didn't know I owned a Renault Megane. Oh man, that guy just never gives up. But anyways, I've had to defend my position against Bernard here, and I ended up taking the win here after trying again for a second time. Oh, not you again. Yep, that's right. I own 2 Renault Meganes. One in gray, or blue, as the French like to call it. One in that. Oh no. Bernard strikes again with another Megane. But anyways, this race proved to be no challenge whatsoever, even with Bernard appearing yet again. And I ended up taking the win here. But he won't be the last of Vic's henchmen that I have to go up against. Ugh. I'll see you in the Clubman Cup and Race at Turbo Sports. For real this time. Yep, I was right. We had to go up against another one of Vic's henchmen. But seems they brought 2 of them, as we have to go up against Vernon, who drives in the red Mitsubishi Eclipse, and Valerie, who seemed to change the color of the Peugeot 206. Yeah. She seems to like to change the color of her cars pretty often. But anyways, I also ended up taking the win here after trying multiple times and going up against a hard-charging Toyota Starlet. The next race at Grand Valley East would see Valerie in a different colored Peugeot 206. Yeah, she sure loves repainting her car now, doesn't she?
I just love to keep things different, okay?
Oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. And we also get to see the black Toyota Starlet appear yet again. And just like before, he was a big threat, or that's how it would be if he didn't make a mistake into the corner. So yeah, Valerie was actually the biggest threat here, believe it or not. Even so, Valerie was still no match against the mighty Honda CRX Del Sol, as we would have a hard battle with her until we passed her, and of course, would end up securing the win. Yeah, Valerie is just not letting that victory go, but what do you expect for the 4-time FF Challenge Championship winner? So yeah, I had a long and hard battle with Valerie. Yeah, that's Valerie McGillicuddy. And according to my headcanon, she is Vic's daughter and Vernon's sister. So yeah, we would have a hard battle with Valerie until I passed her and took the win. But anyways, Dante Hawks made an appearance in the very last race at Otegi East. And because he was so fast, I had to aggressively pass him for the lead. You know that's gonna come back to bite you, right? Yeah, whatever. You've been aggressively pushing racers for the lead. So, I'm no better. But anyways, the angry Dante Hawks would not end up winning this race, as I took the win here. Alrighty, that's the FF challenge done and dusted. Now it's on to the FR challenge, and you might be wondering, am I going to use a Honda S2000 for this one? No, I'm going to use something really different. First, let's get rid of the Mazda 6 since we don't need it. It's not a convertible, so it doesn't count. Yeah, we basically have enough money to get ourselves any car we want. Yeah, let's get into yellow. Problem with this truck convertible thing is that it's really heavy, so I'm gonna have to put some weight reduction upgrades on it. Yeah, it's a Chevy. And a pretty unique vehicle as well. Yeah, sports soft. Let's go. Hopefully Vic will be there in his, well, whatever he's going to show up in. Yeah, so basically going to be rapid firing for the rest of the races aside from this one. Hasn't showed up yet, but we still got ourselves some threatening opponents here. I had to retry since the Nissan Skyline aggressively pushed me into the wall, and that costed me a chance of winning the race. But anyways, even though this race has a high number of points, it's still pretty easy, as the Chevrolet SSR, even though it's as heavy as a Sherman tank, still managed to win this race. The next race, however, was a bit harder since it took place at the Tsukuba circuit, and my biggest threat here was the Lexus SC300. Yeah, it's basically a more luxurious Supra with the same engine, but is cheaper. But anyways, even if it had the same engine as the Supra, it still proved to be no challenge, as I ended up taking the win at Tsukuba. Oh no, he showed up! It's Tricky Vic! He actually showed up in this race at Special Stage Route 5! Well, I take it you're a bit surprised to see me. But anyways, how do you like my new car? Well, one of them. Well, it actually looks good, but I don't think it will give you a competitive advantage, Vic. Oh, really? Well, this is a state-of-the-art armored limousine. And it is made of composite armor and anti-static coating, which makes it immune to every single EMP weapon. Not even the ESD harpoons could disable it. Heck, static pulse would probably not disable it, or even the EMP rifle. I basically foolproof this vehicle. I'm always one step ahead of everyone. Well, your car might be tough and heavily armored. Oh, and did I forget to mention it also has a front-mounted night vision camera, so I could actually see in the dark. As I was saying, your car might be tougher, but you are not competitive at all, as you forgot one thing, Vic. And what's that?
the Chrysler 300 is one of the weaker opponents here. And even though you might drive an armored limousine, mind you, a heavily armored limousine with paint that costs a fortune to make because it's not just ordinary off-the-shelf paint, it's government-grade paint. Yeah, military-grade paint. You are still no match against my Chevrolet SSR. Dang it! I knew I should have brought my brother. I mean, not my brother. I don't have a brother. His son to race here instead. I will be seeing you in the sport truck race. Ah, whatever. Put a cork in it, Vic. But anyways, even if Vic has a heavily armored, high-tech limousine, he's still no chance against me, as the Chrysler 300C is one of the weaker opponents here. But anyways, I still managed to win Special Stage Week 5, despite the fact I went up against Victor McGillicuddy, who drove an armored limousine. Why does he need an armored limousine like that? I mean, doesn't he already have enough enemies? But anyways, I won Special Stage Week 5. Vic's car is still no match for me. The next race at Laguna Seca is where Vernon, Vic's son, showed up. And he was actually the toughest opponent here. Hey, I didn't want to get into this race, but my dad made me do it though. I'm just doing it because it's my job. Yeah, it seemed like he didn't want to go in this race. It seemed like he was forced by Vic to do it. Yeah. I'm sorry, man, but you can't just force people to do things that they don't want to do. But anyways, I had to chase down Vernon because his car was so much faster than mine, and I ended up taking shortcuts. This took me a few tries because Vernon was the hardest opponent in the whole grid, but I decided to do some desperate maneuvers. Hey, that's not very nice. You can't do that, that's a dirty maneuver. Well, I'll apologize to you about it later, but anyways, I got a race to win. And so I won the race at Laguna Seca. And last but certainly not least is the final race at Motorland, where Mr. Slim entered. And he was in pole position. He's the guy driving the BMW Z4, not the Mercedes-Benz SL500 AMG. Remember, we're still competitors, even though we're part of the same team. Yep, a competitor is a competitor, and Mr. Slim proved to be no threat whatsoever. And we had a somewhat good, clean race. But yeah, even his BMW Z4 proved to be no challenge whatsoever against the might of the Chevrolet SSR. And thus, we completed the FR Challenge. Yeah, after I completed the FR Challenge, I got a useless prize car. Up next is the Super Truck Race, and this is where Vic shows up. Seriously, I want you to take a guess of what kind of vehicle he's driving, because it's, by no coincidence, the same vehicle that the main boss drove in one of Streaks' videos. Yeah, you know, it's part of the True Blue Challenge. Yep, that's right. Vic is driving that Silverado. It's kind of ironic that the boss man drives the fastest vehicle here, just like in the True Blue Challenge series. And no, it's not plagiarism. It's just a coincidence. Yeah, biggest coincidence of your life. We just like the same vehicle. Yep, that's correct. Even though I'm still not letting him live those actions down. But anyways, Tricky Vic is not going to win the Super Truck Race. Yeah, he might have won a few races before, but he never won the championship because he got his points taken away from him after he was caught for cheating. Look, it wasn't my fault, okay? I tried to get an advantage on the competitors. Yeah, that's cheating. You just created a loophole to get around the rules of the super truck race just so you could take the glory. And guess what happened to you? You got exposed for it. Yeah, cheaters never prosper. And neither does Vic. He might be one step ahead of the competition, but he will never win. I don't try to win. Yeah, Vic's truck's faster. But I have the advantage in corners. You're never going to win this race, because this is basically my best track. You're never going to win, man. Hey! That's what you get for trying to cheat. But anyways, I got the cheater into the gravel trap, and now I won the race. And cheaters never prosper. Remember that? Remember, kids, cheaters never prosper, and cheaters never get away with anything. Oh, no, not you again. Yep, I'm always one step ahead of you. I'm in every race. Jeez Louise, he never learns. Yeah, Vic's gonna get beat again. The guy is nuts. First he tried to manipulate a Catherine Mulligan, which he actually succeeded at, and now he's trying to beat me in the super truck race. Can you please just give up already? But anyways, I moved my way up for the field, and Vic wasn't as tough as he was at Fuji since his truck had better straight line speed, but I had the advantage in cornering. So yeah, this race was not as hard. They should have put this race before the Fuji race. In fact, the Fuji race should have been last in my opinion. But anyways, it's another race that's one and done. Well, this doesn't seem so bad so far. We haven't seen the red Silverado just yet. So hopefully this race will be good. Oh wait. I spoke too soon. That's Vic! And he's up in front! Ha 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 ha! I tricked you! But you're not in pole though. And that Dodge Ram is going to be, well, it's going to be a roadblock. Yeah. Whoever's driving that Ram is a Giga Chad. Hey, that's actually me, Oscar. Wait, that's you, Oscar? Yep. Oscar Lausitz. Oh no, it's him. One time I tried to trick him into buying, well, a resort package for my hotel. It did not work. He never falls for that. Yeah, good job, Oscar. Yeah, so Oscar is not one of Vic's henchmen, but he is a friend. And he drives around in that green Dodge Ram, which, bravo, you actually did something good. Well, thanks. I appreciate the help. You're welcome. Yeah, this race was pretty easy thanks to the help of Oscar, and sadly he won't be showing up again in the video series. But he was still a helping hand. Yeah. that big green truck of his is, yeah, it's basically family to him. It's been in his possession for a while, and he actually likes it. But anyways, I won the final race at Seattle. So let's jump cut to see what kind of truck, or I mean vehicle, that I got as a prize car or truck or whatever it is. Yeah, let's see our prize car. Let's see what I got. Fingers crossed. Oh look! It's actually Vic's truck! I might actually use this. Hey, what's that doing here? That doesn't belong to you. You can't use that. Remember the rules? Alright. Is this good, boss? Yes. I do not want my vehicle in his collection. Now take it away. I can't believe they would just hand out my personal vehicle like that. I have a bone to pick with the Gran Turismo officials themselves. They should know that my truck has Vic McGillicuddy written on the doors themselves. It literally has my name on it. You can't just hand out someone's personal vehicle as a prize car and expect to get away with it. But anyways, I will be back for more in the professional league. And I will be showing up with a lightweight British monster. You'll never get away from me with this vehicle, Bandito. I'm always one step ahead of you, remember that. Always one step ahead of you. After the sport truck race is done and dusted, I decided to get myself an Opel Speedster. Should probably get it we'll get it in pink. Yeah, I know it's Robbie Rock, but it's a pinkish color, because it's rare that you ever see anyone choose pink for this car, and I want to be different, alright? Yeah, I want to choose that color just to be different. But anyways, I got the pink Speedster, and of course, decided to tackle Spider and Roadster next. Oh, and look who it is in the grid itself. Yep, that's right. I told you I would show up in the race itself. Yeah, it seems that Mr. Slim also had an Opel Speedster. And guess who else appeared? Yep, that's right. Valerie makes another appearance. And she seems to like to change the color of her car every time because now it's green. And of course, she's in the front of the field, but Mr. Slim is on pole, as to be expected. This race was so hard that I had to resort to using desperate maneuvers. Gotegi East is a track that has two huge shortcuts that I like to call ultra shortcuts. Yeah, you see, two sections can be cut off rather easily. Yeah, this section right here, and this section right here, and this section right here, yeah. There's just no end to these shortcuts.
Hey, that's cheating.
Yeah, whatever, Valerie. But anyways, my job was to win the race, and I had to defend my position against the competing Opel Speedster driven by none other than Mr. Slim. Yeah, Mr. Slim was the class of the field here. Oh, I'm going to get you, Chico. I'm going to get you real good. Ah, come on. You can't win every time. Yeah, you might have taken over the Roadsters World Series out of corruption, but you are not going to win this race. Yeah, so I basically took the shortcuts again, and I managed to defend my position against Mr. Slim. Because my Opel Speedster is much slower than Mr. Slim's, as he had some upgrades installed on his and I had none aside from the sport's soft tires, I had to take advantage of the ultra shortcuts here and put them to good use until I was so far ahead of Mr. Slim that I basically took the win rather easily. Yeah, this is a track where you can take these shortcuts and still somehow manage to win. The next race was at Trial Mountain, and I also managed to take the win here after passing everyone on the first lap. Yeah, this track was actually pretty easy due to the fact that it had a lot of twists and turns, and the only long straight was here. So yeah, there's not a lot of long straights here, and I was able to take the corners flat out and take the win rather easily. So yeah, another easy victory. And last but certainly not least was Infineon, aka Sonoma. And this is where Li Ming in her yellow Toyota MR2 Spider actually showed up. And no, she's not to be confused with the characters from Turning Red. That's what they called her in Roadsters. So yeah, this one was much harder due to the fact that there's no ultra shortcuts, and I'm not that great at Sonoma, so I had to equip my car with nitrous and take the win here. But anyways, let's see what kind of prize car I would be getting for this event. Fingers crossed. Oh look, it's actually one that I get to keep. A shame that it's useless though, but I still get to keep it. After I got a unique but useless prize car, I then decided to tackle the MR challenge next, and we got ourselves the same blue NSX that appeared in the True Blue challenge. What a coincidence, isn't it? But anyways, that blue NSX still stood no chance against the might of the Opel Speedster. Up next was Autumn Ring, and this is where Mr. Slim would make his appearance. In his black Lotus Elise Type 72, it seems to be one of the rarest variants of the Lotus Elise ever made. Yeah, I'm back for more, man. Yeah, I know you're back for more, but you're not going to win. It's not likely you're ever going to win this race. But anyways, I pushed him aside, and of course, managed to take the win pretty easily due to the fact that Autumn Ring was a more technical track. And we didn't need to use the nitrous here, so it wasn't required. Mr. Slim appears yet again in New York. And of course, he is not in the top of the grid. Yeah, he's in the back of the grid, and he was no threat whatsoever. But we still had to deal with the leading NSX, and this is a race where I had to use nitrous since it had such long straights that even win this race without the use of nitrous. I had to literally hold off the NSX for the win here since the NSX was much faster than my Speedster in the straights. But in the corners, I always had the advantage, since my Speedster handled better, but in the straights, I would have a disadvantage since it's slower. But anyways, New York is one and done. In Fuji Speedway, look who showed up yet again. Yep, it's Dante, and he showed up in his white Honda NSX Type S0. Haha, yes. I was expecting you. And you definitely seemed like you would be a worthy opponent, even in a slower car like that. Yeah, so this was a race where I had to spam the nitrous since this track had a really long straight and Dante's car was so much faster than mine. And even on the straights, it was enough as he would be fast charging ahead of me. You think you got this one? Well, think again. Ah, suck it up, man. I still won. But anyways, that was Fuji, done and dusted.
Yeah, this track is technical, and we wouldn't even need to use the nitrous here since there's a lot of twists and turns. Yeah, there's a long straight in the end, but it's a pretty technical track. And yeah, in case you're wondering what those noises were, it's from the DVD recorder I have. Yep, I'm still using a DVD recorder to record my game footage. Almost there. Almost there. And yes, this concludes the second part of the Roadster Racer Challenge Run series. See what kind of prize car we get for this. If I remember correctly, it's actually a pretty nice prize car. Let's see. Yeah, Mr. Slim appeared a total of 3 times with the Elise Type 72. I think that's enough. Anyways, oh, look at here. It's a pretty nice car. But unfortunately, we can't keep it. Yeah, just like Streaks, this has to be a painful loss for us. But it is part of the challenge run, though, so that's that. Yeah, at least we can get some credits out of it. Yeah. I gotta see what River is up to. I wonder how the Bandito hauler is doing. Well, there it is. Hi there, River. Any estimate on when my truck will be ready after its oil change? Give or take a few days. But anyways, my babe Oscar has something to tell you. Why don't you go outside and meet him? Okay, I'll do just that. See you later, River. You too, man. I gotta see what Oscar's up to. There's this truck. It looks a lot different from how I saw it last time, but it's probably the BeamNG footage kicking in.
Hey there, Mr. Bandito. I just saw your awesome win in Seattle, and I'm glad I helped you out. Thanks. So, what am I gonna do about the World Classics car series and the other races? Well, there is one car that you can buy in the dealership that fits those requirements, and you don't have to wait for it in the used car dealership just like you did with the S600 and the S800. It's the Alfa Romeo Spider. It's not only cheap, but you can also use it in La Festa Italiano, since it's an Italian car. And believe me, you're gonna need to enter that race. Did you read the fine print? What fine print? Let me see my membership card. What? Yep. It's a rule that Vic himself came up with a few months ago, and needless to say, people do not like it. Yeah, I can tell why. Why would Tricky Vic come up with a stupid disclaimer like that? Now I have to enter the Speedster Trophy thanks to his fiendish schemes. Oh man, I should have never joined this club to begin with. Well, you did make a deal with Mr. Slim himself, so there's not much to complain. Yeah, you're right. I can see why you suggested La Festa Italiana. That rule is ridiculous! Yeah, I know. But it's a rule, though. Yeah, if I take over this club, then, well, I'm gonna have to remove that rule. But anyways, it's nice talking to you, Oscar. Oh, thanks. And by the way, the other races you can pretty much get whatever car you feel like. Although I would suggest getting the Dodge Viper for Supercar Festival. But thanks. I appreciate it. I'll see you later. No problem, dude. I wonder where that idiot son of mine is. Oh, I can hear his car right now. I knew that son of mine should have never wasted money on that piece of junk. But at least he's here, though. There you are. I've been expecting you. Dad, you're here. I want to tell you something. Yes, what is it now? That Bandito! He pushed me into the corkscrew! What? I swear, Dad, it's true! He really pushed me into the corkscrew with his big, ugly, yellow truck thing. I was going to win, but no, he pushed me. Dang it. I can't believe he would actually do something like this. I'm actually surprised he has been banned for his aggressive driving maneuvers yet. But not to worry, because I have 3 other henchmen at my disposal. But don't worry, you're still gonna be useful for other races. I'm gonna give you more chances. Phew, thank goodness, I thought you were gonna fire me. Yeah. I really let you use one of your best cars in the Laguna Seca race, only to fail, but don't worry, you're getting more chances. Okay, thanks, Dad. You're welcome. And don't come crying to me when you lose another race, okay? Okay, whatever. Good. You might have won the Beginner League and the World Compact Car Cup. But the rest of the Professional League is yet to come. And I've hired 3 more of my henchmen to make you suffer. And they are some of my top guys out there. You'll never be able to defeat them. And you'll never be able to survive the Opel Speedster trophy. As I am 1 step ahead of you. You'll never make it out alive, even if you try. And you'll never be able to try to expose me. No one has. Even the Louds tried to do it, and they failed because I outsmarted them, and I'm going to outsmart you yet again! And not to mention, I own my TVR Cerberus, that lightweight British monster of mine. And you'll never be able to escape from it. You'll never be able to win the race of NA Sports, nor the World Classic Car Championship, nor the Tuning Car Grand Prix, as my son Vernon still has his Opera S2000. Good luck out there, because you are definitely going to suffer, and you will never win and make it out alive. Soon I will conquer all of Gran Turismo, and McGillicuddy Motorsport will reign supreme. I heard you, Dad. Yeah, whatever. I was just monologuing like a villain does. Now, get your Opera S2000 ready for the Tuning Car Grand Prix. Okay, got it, Dad. Good. Because that Opera S2000 is your best car. It's got the highest grip modifier in all of Gran Turismo 4. Well, one of the highest grip modifiers. It can handle better than any Le Mans prototype thanks to its lightweight structure. Now get out there and use it. Got it? Got it, Dad? Good. I will be seeing you in the professional league, Bandito.